Hello and welcome back to the Chao Garden. We're here today for the final episode of Muramasa the Demon Blade. I'm a little bit sad because the game is kind of, it's going to be over. This series is going to be over after this episode. I have a lot left to do afterwards, but it's just going to be kind of grinding within the game. But it's been so fun to revisit and see everything that this game has to offer. The setting and the art style and the gameplay have been really, really fun. I've enjoyed my time with the game. And I hope that you've enjoyed watching it. Maybe watching me play this game, if you've never played it before, hasn't quite engaged you enough to the point that you feel like you want to play the game, but hopefully it has been at least interesting to see something so different than, games nowadays just don't seem to be made with so much care and attention like Muramasa. I mean, my mind does keep going back to Supergiant with Hades. Those are games that have immaculate presentation and great gameplay, and I think it's so rare to see that nowadays. We just don't make them like we used to. And so even though I'm looking forward to seeing what comes next in this game, it also comes with that feeling of finality, like the game is going to be over. You can grind in any game, so I'm not exactly looking forward to playing more Muramasa just for the sake of it, even though it will be enjoyable. Seeing the rest of the story and all of the swords for the first time. Oh boy, I have the wrong controller equipped. Or plugged in, I guess. Equipped is a funny way to put it. Definitely have to fix that really quick. That would explain why me clicking was messing stuff up. But yeah, I don't know. It's been a good time. I hope that Momohime's additional story here is going to be as interesting as Kisuke's was for me. What are the other Vanillaware games that people enjoy the most? I know that it's always the presentation that comes first and foremost. That's the first thing everyone thinks of, but the ones that have good, solid gameplay are the ones that I'm probably the most likely to kind of gravitate towards. So if you have an opinion on that, let me know. So what do I need to do? I need to grind. I want to go look for enemy layers. That's kind of what I did as Kisuke, right? So I want to grind a little bit, try to open up enemy layers that... Oh, up there is, is there a fast way up there? Yeah, it's not too far away. There's a yellow barrier. Yeah, I mean, good solid gameplay will hook me in more so than a narrative, and because all of the Vanillaware games have great art styles, you can't really point to one over the other. At least I wouldn't think so. I mean, you show Odin Sphere and Muramasa and Unicorn Overlord all next to each other, and you're like, wow, those all look great, but none of them, I think, look so much better than the other. It's maybe the setting that draws you in more. Make anything as Momohime? A lot of spirit on her versus Kisuke had none. Lacking in experience or soul. Oh, there's an item in here. I think in the last episode I had touched on Muramasa Rebirth. That's the Vita, expanded edition, the expanded port of the game. Where's this item? Getting on the ground somewhere? Ah. And I actually... I chatted with Super Moth Girl last night after the previous episode had finished, and I was able to go look at the trophies that were on her account because I had been playing on her Vita, her copy, Well, I'm not sure, actually. I never quite figured out if I had played it at all, but her account had so few trophies in Muramasa Rebirth that we kind of came to the conclusion that regardless of which of us had played the game, we didn't get far at all. And what she had told me is that, based on her recollection, they had made some changes to Rebirth. They changed the difficulties to English. They had translated them. So in this one we have Muso, Shura, and Shigurui. I guess they were translated to something like Chaos and Nightmare or something like that. And that's kind of weird, right? She also suggested that they translated all the sword names. And you know, I don't know if that's true. I didn't look into it. That's just what she said, kind of made her bounce off the game. But I totally understand that. You know, like I was just saying for these Vanillaware games, like what draws you to one more than the other? And really like any game in general. I think that if you wanted to play Muramasa, one of the things that really brings you into the game, or draws you in, is the aesthetic and the setting. The feudal Japan setting, all of the culture that's tied into the game. You know, if this game had English voice acting, I think that that would detract from the experience. We're in feudal Japan where, you know, the culture and the mythos, all of these, the characters and the food we eat and the creatures we encounter, distinctly Japanese. That's part of the charm and allure of the game. So if characters were speaking in English, that strips away part of that essence. It's one more step removed from feeling authentic, right? That's how I perceive it. And so I'm glad that the characters speak in Japanese and we just, as the player, have this window in via the English translation of the text. That's our way to engage with it as native English speakers. Assuming you are. I mean, whatever language you're playing the game in. Having the sword names be changed. I mean, listen, I don't profess to know Japanese, like, whatsoever. Let's just say that one of these swords translated to, like, Swallow Cutter Muramasa. Like, sure, that lets you know, like, what the blade is actually, what the word translates to, what it's supposed to be, what it might mean. But again, doesn't that kind of remove another aspect of the game from its roots, the culture itself? Just for the sake of our own understanding, rather than having us tread closer to understanding the game and its world and its culture, it draws itself closer to ours. That feels a little wrong to me. And maybe I'm looking at it wrong, and of course... Oh my god, it's that Tengu one. Of course, like I've said before, I'm completely open to other people's interpretations and corrections, but yeah, I think I would still play Muramasa Rebirth and not be, like, completely disenfranchised with it because of the changes, but that does hurt to hear if true. Now, that's not to say they should never translate stuff in games, but this game's entire focus, a huge amount of its identity, almost all of it, is this feudal Japan setting and aesthetic. I mean, I think it should have committed to that and not changed its mind in the expanded port. This feels a little weird to me. I disagree with that change. I at least confirmed that the difficulty names were changed, so I can believe that the sword names were changed. Maybe it has an English translation for the dialogue too. I think that would be so disheartening. This goes to show you can't please everyone when it comes to enhanced versions of games and stuff. Like, no one is ever completely happy You keep the game the exact same, and people will wonder why you even bothered. You make changes in the people who are Puritans, or they want the game exactly as they remembered it. Well, now they're mad. I'm gonna die here because I have no healing. Puritan wasn't the right word, was it? And I'm dead. Puritan means something else. Purist. That's the word I was looking for. Purists. They don't want you to make any changes at all, and I don't think that I'm in that camp. I just think it goes against what the game is kind of for. Wow, I have no healing. And I have like no recipes to cook stuff. Enables divine recovery once. Briefly prevents injuries. Interesting that I got like different dishes as Kisuke and Momohime, even though it seems, from what I could tell, that they're in the same spots. Okay, let's give this a shot. Yeah, I don't know, maybe I was just, that whole tangent was a whole lot of nothing out of me, but I don't know. It did just bother me to hear that that was a potential change that had been made. Probably should have double-checked and confirmed that that was true, but in fact, I will. I'll do that in a moment here. When I'm not getting beat up by these Tengu. God, these are the worst. I've complained about them enough, but oh my gosh, they really are so annoying. And language has always been so fascinating to me. I don't know why language always comes up in my streams and stuff, even though I've never like taken a large effort in learning another language. The idea that that's a really foundational thing for individual cultures around the world, like our languages are so different. Something about that. It's just wild, right? And the idea of everybody just having the same language makes everything sound like it would be easier, and yet it would strip away so much of our different histories, and every language is able to communicate certain things differently. So it doesn't actually sound ideal. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this might make the game lag slightly, but let's check. Muramasa, Rebirth, Swords. Yeah, wow, their names were changed. So, okay, I wasn't just talking out of my rear that whole time. They don't even retain the Muramasa parts of the names. They're often just called, like, Hayate Muramasa was changed to Gale Blade. Agero Muramasa was changed to Mirage Blade. Like, yeah, there's nothing wrong with those names. It just feels like it's removed itself from its original identity for some reason. How strange, how odd. I don't know if it's worth even doing this another... Did I actually beat this as Kisuke, or did I give up? I feel like I gave up. I definitely don't want to, like, use all my healing items here. I don't have good secret arts for beating this. Crescent is like a ground slash move. Universe is okay. What could possibly happen in Momohime's extra, like, ending? I really don't know. Ugh, the long blade just does not help in this. At least Momohime started at a higher level. All we really need to be able to do is equip those two swords. What was it? It's like Tsukio Toshi and Mume Tamanu? Something like that. Oh, I don't have to be on the ground to use that. That's helpful, actually. Okay, making progress. I guess, like, if I don't beat this, what's the point? It seems like experience isn't actually gained as quickly. Like, didn't I figured out that regular enemy encounters were giving me tons of experience before with way less effort. The ones that are on the ground, they can be juggled by so much, but like quick draws for some reason just don't affect them. It's really weird. Die. That's fine by me. Get me out of here, honestly. I'll take a little bit more XP before I go, but... Perfect. Okay. Yeah, get me out of here. I don't need to beat this. I should do that monk one. That was in Musashi, right? That one dropped that accessory where you take 10% less damage. That seems really useful, actually. Hold on. White barrier. This... Where am I? I'm still in Totomi. Is this supposed to lead to, like, a boss from Kisuke's playthrough? Didn't I think that was my assumption. Is what all the white barriers were for. What did Kisuke fight up here? Is this where I fought that girl, Sayo? I think that was her name. Oh, bomb, nice. We need those. Oh, I didn't realize he was still up. Once this is done, I'm gonna have to figure out what the next game is that we play. I know it's a very different speed than Muramasa, but currently I'm playing Animal Crossing just a little bit every day. Animal Crossing City Folk. That should be going up concurrently, probably before this airs. So, you know, if you're really just wanted to listen to the sound of my voice on the side monitor, for while you're doing something else. Animal Crossing is very good for that. There's not too much going on. Just chill. But I still feel like I'm gonna need my skills to be tested and play some kind of game that has combat, numbers. And so I'll have something after Muramasa. Watching Super Moth Girl play Baroque makes me want to play that game too, but, you know, now that I've watched her play it, I think I'm a little bit spoiled on knowing how to play and what to do, so I don't think that that would be very fitting. Still need to keep my focus on Wii games right now. I wonder if I should try Dead Rising. Dead Rising is a game that I really, really like, especially the first one. I've heard Dead Rising on the Wii, Chop Till You Drop, is not a good version of the game. So of course, that doesn't dissuade me at all. I wonder if that will be good for a Let's Player, if I should stream that game. I'll get some input before I commit to one or the other. But the Wii Launch Event on RetroAchievements should still be going by the time this video releases, so if you have any opinions on that at all, you know, let me know. There's also the RetroAchievements Collectathon event. I forget if I had brought that up already. Pretty sure I did, but there's plenty of Collectathon games under that list that I would love to take suggestions for. You know, I think I mentioned Ape Escape was one that I wanted to play. Could definitely make that a Let's Play game. What were the other ones? I forget. It wasn't like every single Collectathon game ever was on that list. I should save in case this achievement requires something. I'm not going to look at what the achievement is. Ah, I was right. Whoa, Phantom makes you go do a down stab if you're already in the air with it. Ah, I hate that. It's such a good ability, and then I whiff it because they're on the ground. Oh, no, the birds. Stop throwing talismans. Oh, she's got the aura. She's not, oh, whoa, those bombs hurt her. Not too difficult of a fight. I felt like I had a harder time as Kisuke. She seemed like she was stronger. My guess is that if I... What the heck? I'm level 51? Excising these hills. What? How did I get so much experience? Am I crazy or was I level like 46 when I went into that? 13,000 experience was a lot, but... I got the Merchant's Abacus. Whoa, plus 5 both stats. Collect more money to increase attack power. Huh. Okay, well, I can equip Tsukiyo Toshi. Well, I'm pretty sure I have enough stats to equip the other one too. There we go. And then I have enough stats to hopefully equip one of the other... Yeah, Amatsu, Mikazuki. What are the other ones? One blade, one long blade. I feel like blades, just regular blades, are typically better. Absorb life could be good. I don't have a lot of healing items. Waning Moon. Comet 2 did not seem very useful. Okay, well, that's pretty helpful. I mean, we might already be good to go. I'm a higher level than Kisuke was. 4 lightning. Setsugeka. You know, I've heard of that name before. That word, Setsugeka. Where have I heard that before? Ryu Harai. Kasai. Taki no Mizu. It's become kind of fun for me to like make a weapon and then try my best to pronounce the name of it. Hopefully that hasn't been too cringe. So glad that I found out about that. Wow, maybe I should go do another one of those. We got plenty of time. The last video that I did for the episode for Kisuke was really long. It was the longest one. It was like an hour and a half long. What was that? Did I step on a bomb? Kinda crazy though. I can't believe how much experience I got. I'm still reeling a bit. This guy looks cool. I like his face. Mermaids. There was some kind of achievement that mentioned mermaids. XP, and it said that I needed like 2,000 some for my next level up. It's just wild that those guys went down really, really quickly, and they gave me about a quarter of a level. Not the craziest game for grinding, it would seem. As much as I like checking off boxes and collecting stuff in a game's post-game, the saddest part of it is always the fact that typically characters don't have anything new to say anymore. You don't have any new encounters or like enemies to see. I think that's why I like to play new games all the time, new to me. I like to finish a game, see everything it has to offer, And that's the saddest part at the end when you know you've seen everything. There's no more new stuff. And then I want to go to the next game and have that same feeling all over again. The feeling of discovery and, you know, learning. That's the best. Spirit. I don't even know how much I have. I have 5,907 mon. Is that right? I've still never gotten one of the gold coins. What are they called? Is it Rio? Is that what it said in this menu? Yeah, Rio and Mon. I've never gotten one Rio. Is it 10,000 Mon is one Rio? That's crazy. The fact that such a coin denomination could even exist is insane. The wealth gap must have been horrendous. Okay, let's keep just teleporting around. I want to go to one more, like, boss arena or something that is blocked off by one of the white barriers. Because that was really, really surprising and lucrative. So Omi is open up there, but an enemy lair. What's in Omi? The when I was looking at the Vita port of the game, I noticed there was an achievement, or a trophy if you prefer, for getting 999 hits in a combo, and I thought that was so crazy. Because even the retro achievements that I'm doing right now didn't ask us to get 999 hits. It was like 200 or something, right? Whatever the amount is that makes the combo text like turn into a rainbow. That's all they ask. But for some reason, the actual developers or whatever, whoever decides the trophies conditions were like, yeah, max combo of 999 for just like the average player. Because typically I'd say retro achievements is more demanding of the average player. This isn't a brand new game that you're picking up just to play and then happens to have trophies you can earn. This is a game that you have to go back in time and specifically choose to play. That's why I think retro achievements is typically more punishing. They know that you chose to be there. You better be up for a challenge. Culinary Tips Volume 5. Whoa. Okay, Waning Moon is a big, humongous slash. I hope I'm not missing items. I just got a hot pot guide in one of these rooms, but I don't... Like, my main objective right now isn't to go through all these, so I really hope I'm not missing anything. I should be more careful, but 5 out of 6 of these have been just enemies. Waste of time. So what was over here? Who did I fight here? Some of these areas look similar, if not identical. Amashiro. So I genuinely don't remember, like, where bosses were. Oh my god, 800 damage these guys are dealing to me. Well, this absorb life is not very useful. I'm healing like 2 damage per hit. The auto recover is more potent. Items somewhere. Spirit tablet. I think those are the ones that heal like 1,000. Which is not bad, I guess, for something that doesn't increase your fullness gauge. This feels like the first area where you start as Kisuke. Am I gonna fight the giant ninja? As much as I always want to fill in the dead air by talking, I also recognize that sometimes it's nice to just hear the music and the sound of the game, so... You know, don't mind me if I'm just in the moment a little more. I've also kind of exhausted a lot of what I feel like I could come up with to talk about over the course of this playthrough. I haven't dissected this game down to its most basic components or anything, but I feel like we've had a lot of interesting observations to go over. Games are interesting. There's a lot of different elements that go into their design and, of course, their presentation. And there's not really a right way or a wrong way for most of the elements in a game's design, but there's definitely some preferred ways to go about it, so... This has been a neat experience. They don't make a lot of games like Muramasa. A whole lot of nothing. More spirit tablets. And I'm full of spirit tablet. Huh? How'd that guy take damage? I didn't think I deflected that. That one. This has to be Kisuke's starting zone. We started in the forest and now we're in these wheat fields. And they do immense damage. What else can we make? Oh. Deryu. Can't make that because it comes off of whatever this blade is. Firestorm 3. I can't even equip it, I know that. Comes with an attack boost, so... Guess we'll stick with the same loadout that we had as Kisuke. Uh-huh. Kurozaru. I thought this guy was red before. Am I crazy? Don't answer that. There we go, Gale 2. Too strong. Stop slapping me. Wow, I'm getting messed up because I'm not taking this guy very seriously. Oh, he tracks a lot more than I thought. I feel like when I fought this guy as Kisuke, he was just throwing shuriken a lot more than this guy's like slapping me. What? Oh, wow. That was a humongous shuriken. Gale 2 is... I guess it would just be the Gale ability is overpowered. It's so good. Maybe that's... It's just so good. I don't know if it's overpowered. But compared to a lot of other abilities, Earth Hornet is sick. It's insane. It does so much damage, so many hits. This should level me up easily. But how much? 2 levels, okay. More like 1.5 levels. 5,000 experience compared to... Sayo gave like 15,000. So it must be scaled to like relative to where the boss appeared in the other campaign. Like that was the first boss for Kisuke. Ninja Socks 2, that's just gotta be a better like enemy repellent. Yeah, greatly reduce enemy encounters. Okay. Well, this has been relatively light exploration and stuff, but let's go to Yamato. Let's try to wrap this up, huh? I'm super curious, like, where these other swords come from and, you know, what else can be accomplished and seen, but I wouldn't really consider a lot of that major content. Oh, look at that. There's a barrier right there. Come on. We gotta do that one, right? I feel like that one I just did was kind of boring. One more for the road, and then for real, for real. Oka Muramasa. Yasha. I feel like I remember liking the Yasha ability. Too bad its attack power leaves a bit to be desired. Sorry, guys. Had to do it to you. Does this lead to... the dragon? Or does this lead to... fighter? Uchigumo. I don't remember the dragon's name. Definitely feel like I've gotten better at the game, but I do recall when I was taking the glance at the remaining achievements and seeing that I did have to play the game again on that harder difficulty, people were saying it's like actually brutal. You have to be really, really careful. I mean, I thought Shura was hard enough. I kind of hope it'll be a decent challenge, but I hope that it's not frustrating. Some games, hard mode, or very hard mode, or whatever, is just like frustrating, right? It's not, it's challenging, but it doesn't feel like it's an entertaining degree of challenge. Completely different game, but the most recent memory I have with something like that was, oh, what's it called? Spec Ops: The Line. I played that game on stream, and I played it on hard mode, and it was fine. It's like a cover shooter. But then I went to play it on the very hard difficulty for an achievement. It's a short game, so I didn't mind too much. But wow. Just like brutal. Everything kills you like immediately. The game pesters you about like, oh, you died a bunch of times in a row. Do you want to turn down the difficulty, chump? Like, you're afforded almost no mistakes. You have AI companions that will go down just as fast, and if they die, you lose. Like, just frustrating. Not fun. Not a fun challenge. And, you know, there's examples of that are a dime a dozen, but remains to be seen for me how exactly Muramasa stacks up. You know, I'll have to give some thought before the end of this episode, too. What would I kind of, like, rate Muramasa? I don't really like the idea of scores, but it is helpful in determining, you know, at a glance, how a person feels about something. It can be helpful. It can be a helpful metric. Typically when I give games reviews, I write very lengthy reviews. Try to go over all the mechanics, touch on the story a little bit, whether or not I thought it was at least sensible. Presentation. And I grade on a bit of a bell curve. Most games for me end up in that like 6 or 7 out of 10 range. The vast majority of games land there because they're like good. There's nothing really glaring wrong with them, but they're not exceptional. And then very few games are like so bad that they get a 1 or a 0. I mean, it'd have to basically not work to get a grade of that. And then 10 out of 10, almost nothing is a 10 out of 10, right? It'd have to be perfect in every single way to like almost any audience. At least that's how I view it, and that's how I rank things. Ow. These little spiders, get off of me. It's a good level up. I like that. No. The other crazy thing about this sword in Gale 2 is that it takes like no energy from the blade to execute it. Like that's just insane to me. Also, I haven't been able to knock this guy down off of his web even once. There we go. Let go of me. $24,500. Controlling the arachnid population. New accessory hit level 60. Wow. That's the real grind. I was doing it all wrong before. Holy moly. Absorb life, 2% of enemy life. I assume that means 2% of the damage I deal. Not that I actually deal 2% of their max health in damage or something. Or recover that much. I don't actually know, but I'm assuming... Yeah, 2% of the damage I deal. I have one Mon. No, one Rio. Wow. This is cool. I like... I take back a little bit of the complaints I had about the end game. It's really cool to go and challenge the other characters' bosses and get like unique rewards and just a bazillion experience. That's fun. Did I go to a different region? Wow, I got sent all the way back here. Because I didn't interact with this shrine when I teleported to it. Okay. $37,000 souls. Now I'm out of spirit. Yeah, there's a shop right up here. Oh my gosh. I'm cheesing. Squid. I feel rich now. This is insane. Still doesn't look like the most appetizing thing in the world, but 1800 spirit. Yeah, we need a bunch of snacks. Wow, I went from broke like the whole game to now I'm rich beyond my wildest dreams. The curve there is a little insane. I'm so disappointed. I see the price of plane tickets is like going out of control because presumably the cost of oil right now in the world is going up, or at least in North America. So the Japan trip is in jeopardy. I'm really scared about that. I've been talking it up so much. It's been kind of like a sure thing that I was gonna get to go do it, and now it's looking like dicey. Ugh, so sad. Izakura? Oi Nuke. Deadly Oboro Arts. Giant Sun Orb. Oh, that was the last Momohime blade. I made every single Momohime sword. Whoa, cool. Can I make Kisuke's weapons with her? I can. Mizutachi. He's got 7 more swords than me. Tanahashi. And I'm still low on spirit again. I just ate all the food at that tea house. Oh my gosh. Where did these other swords come from? Where does this come from? So curious. Seiryu. That's gotta be like the strongest sword now, right? 463. Yeah. Wow. Collect more blades to increase attack power. I should actually test that along the way to this encounter. This is gonna go way more smoothly than Kisuke's did, I think. So much more leveled, stronger weapons. Heck, I could even try out that enemy layer right there. Okay, so I'm dealing 260, 280 damage with this weapon right now. These ninja. So let's go ahead and switch this to collect more blades. 260 to 280 per the first two swings of the Seiryu. 270 to 290. So that only increased the damage I'm dealing with a long blade by about 10. That's certainly not bad, but that's not worth my very, very precious equipment slot. Teaming Yagyu clan. Whoa, kind of cool. Wow, that doesn't take like any soul power at all. There's gonna be so many of these guys to fight though. Oh my gosh. Brutal. I'll give it one more try. I'm not so invested that I need to beat this encounter. I just wanted to give it a try because it's right here. And again, it's just going to be wave after wave after wave of all these stupid ninja tossing a billion bombs on the screen and like shuriken everywhere. That fire is crazy. Not my fire, but their fire that they're like tossing across the screen. I don't even know what they're hitting me with. Craziness. That didn't even hit most of them, no. My timing. Sorry guys, you made me have to break it out. Do they like blow up when I defeat them or what? What? I feel like I keep getting hit by some kind of explosion. Yeah, they must blow up when they die. That's what I keep getting hit by. Nope, stop. Ah, that explains so much. God, that's awful. Like, active damage sources on all sides of me. The fire breathing is ridiculous. A health bar. Yuki no joke. That's kind of cool. This is what I was talking about. Like, I'm gonna be sad to wrap this game up because there's probably random encounters like this in some of the enemy layers that I won't get to show off because I don't know where they all are. Half of these enemy layers are just this. Nothing but regular enemies all over the place. Leave me alone, man. Oh no, I went the wrong way. Grind him up. Please get out of the corner. Can't see. Oh, did I beat him? Wow, the scheming Yagyu clan. But they spelled it different in the achievement. Yuzu Maru Tsunesugu? Wait, I got a sword? Wait, is that one of the swords in the clear frames? Not that one. Whoa, it is. Hold on. Amikaze Muramasa. Death Blade and 4 Fairy Bolts. This is Mad Tummy 2 and Skull 3. I don't really like that, but 529. Oh, man. This game. This game really opens up. Oh. All right, for real this time. Still the worst enemy. Hate those guys. God, Momohime's design is so good. Kisuke's is as well. These characters are just so cool. Wow, regular blade with more damage than the long blade that precedes it. Is the time it takes for a super draw. I did. For a quick draw, it's called super draw. Can I wield that sword now? Oh, I can't make it. I don't have the other one. Oh no, Kamikaze. I just equipped that, didn't I? Okay, that's what I was thinking of, was the Kamikaze. There were items here that I didn't collect. Oh, those moths. Oh no, the poison. Sometimes I feel like the quick draw hits stuff that's off the screen, and then other times it does not do that. Navigating this place feels bad. It just takes a long time, and it seems like it's a lot lengthier than Kisuke's was. This one has a really cool backdrop. Kisuke's is really cool, like most of the foreground elements, like the place is just on fire and it's obscuring your vision of even Kisuke himself. I feel like I prefer Kisuke's. But the gameplay reasons, I think, also factor into that. I hate this area. Fighting through it, all these enemies. Press onward. Hold on, what? There's an item in here. Two entrances? Demon God Belt. That's not even the item. Oh, I see the item. Grabbed it through the floor. Nice. Okay, well, I'm glad I got that accessory because I missed it before and I need all the accessories. And I mean, let's be real, if I have to do certain things on just one of the characters, I'm probably going to do it as Momohime. Are the enemies in this game scaling with me? Feels like these guys are doing so much damage to me, even though I should be like 20 levels higher. My health pool is like double what it was when I was here the first time. The experience I get also feels like it's scaled up. I just like defeat a few moths that go down in one hit no matter what. And I get 500 XP. For souls? I guess I'm always looking at souls when I say XP. Probably been an issue this entire playthrough. Oh no, it is XP. I was right. There's a base XP at the top, and then there's bonus XP at the bottom. Yeah, 500 XP for a bunch of moths. I don't know, something feels off about that. Have these other weaker swords just because I need them for the boss fight. God, what a long, complicated, like, dungeon of sorts. All the fire effects in this game are awful to deal with. I don't know if they pierce your guard, but it feels like they do. They have like really long, active... they are long and active damage sources. They knock you off your feet, they give you a burn. Rough out here. As someone who's weak to fire myself in real life, it makes sense. We're almost there. There's another one. God, you guys are the worst. Okay, they're not. That is definitely reserved for the Tengu, but... More? Where Skull 3, like, actively goes around me and tries to shield me. I think Skull 1 and 2 just circled you continuously. They didn't specifically target anything. Oh, I'll level up right now. That's good. More stats, more stats, more stats. All right. Here we go. Final battle against Kisuke. Who needs a food buff?
お前はコンギクの妹ギツネ。わしを追ってきたのか。見れば満身創痍ではないか。一体何があった。
お社から面を持ち出したことがついに露見してしまい、姉様は囚われの身となりました。
Kongiku took the mask. I don't remember any mask.
山を取り囲み、すぐにも旦那様を捕らえに参りましょう。お逃げください。
いずれに隠れ忍ぶとも、もはや逃れぬ天の姉。一族のしきたりで裁かねばならぬのは残念でなりません。されどこの辺りは仏様のお膝元、陰の獣の我らはめったなことができません。手向かいなされば我らに代わって村正をも使いこなすオボロ流のキスケ様が
How
お
would
相手と
this
なりましょう。
version of events have played out? Why is Yuzuruha after us now? And Kisuke is like under her direction? Or that of the Inari Myojin?
妖刀の虜となったのかは知りませんが、悪行に組みするそちら様も観念して刀を捨てられませ
That's
ん。
the part that makes these alternate endings a little more confusing to me, is because some entirely different sequence of events had to have happened for the character that we're not playing. Ooh.
これほど美人の末語の声がさぞかし心地よく響くだろうて。
Wow.
忠告をお聞き
Now
届
that's
け
a
にはな
bar.
られぬよう
That's crazy.
残念でございます。
No.
旦那様、申し訳ありません。
Kongiku.
見つかってしまいました。お社の宝を持ち出した罰に通力
They will turn me back into a normal fox for this.
どうか置いてお逃げください。
随分やられたなコンギク。心配はいらん。狐相手どうということはない。すぐ助けてやる。あれは温泉で出会った。あの子も恐ろしい剣を使うというのですか。何かの間違いに違いありません。お主ら顔見知りか。温泉でわしが見ておらぬ時に出会うていた
Yeah,
と
no
は。
kidding.
世間は狭い。気になる殺気を放つと思えば、我が死千獣の剣の気迫と同じ。魂を移して浮世に居残ったか。殺したはずがお互いしぶといの。
あの幽霊が言っていた弟子というのはまさかおめえか。この俺がすっかり騙されちまったようだ。
この小僧別人か。いや、この殺気間違えるはずはない。なるほど、合点がいったぞ。千獣は玉写しでなく、おぼろ流非容疑合コンの術を使うたのだな。おぼろ流を受け継がせるために己の魂を差し出し、この小僧の命を救ったか。千獣め厄介な置き土産を残したものよ。ならばこの頂で今一度おぼろ流の頂上戦すぐにも消してくれよ。
A confident challenge rather than the other version's sort of desperate fight to save. I mean, Torihime was right there. Wow, the fire on the screen. He already replaced his sword? What are you doing, Kisuke? Just following me around. That's a humongous blade, oh my gosh. battlefield is a lot smaller than the other one as well. Can't get any hits off on this guy. I think Skull 3 is like screwing me over. Ah, he knows that move too. Oh, great. How does he keep replacing his blades so fast? Fighting his Kisuke against Momohime felt like her blade would actually be down for a while. This is embarrassing as a fight right now for me. I'm doing so poorly. Can't launch him. I keep trying to use my launching attack. He's like too short. It just goes over his head. Step into the meat grinder. I mean, if it works, it works, am I right? This is one of the swords they forced you to bring in here. So... had to do it to him. Onimaru Kunitsuna. Unlocked a mysterious foe.
この俺が女の剣に遅れを取るとは情けねえ。俺も忍びの端くれ。やられるときは道連れだ。
こいつ死んだふりで相打ち狙いとは汚い小僧だ。いかんぞ、相当の負荷でこれでは助からん。ああ、どうしたらいいのじゃ。しっかりせい、ジンクロ。この傷で生きながらえようか。千獣にしてやられたわ。どうにもできん。玉の尾が切れる。千獣め。合コンの術か。桃姫、来い。かくなる上はこの一名、我が一年にてつなぎ止めてみせようぞ。
Jinkuro is gonna make the ultimate sacrifice and do the same thing that Senju did for Kisuke. Jinkuro is gonna fuse with Momohime to save her life. Pass down the Oboro style.
お主に残せるただ一つのわしが生きた証。おぼろを。
Somewhere in Japan, mountainside tea house. Different drip, okay, interesting. He called her Oboro? Okay, Grandpa, what? What?
お前が戸口に行き倒れておったのはまだ雪が残る春先。すっかり元気を取り戻したようで。
I'm very confused by that.
記憶をなくし、身寄りのない私を置いていただいて。
Okay. Not his actual granddaughter. I was confused if that was literal or an actual metaphor when he said it's like our granddaughter returned from the
気
dead.
にすることはない。お前さえ良ければいつまででもいていいんだよ。本当の娘のように思うておるでな。
Does she not remember her past now? Isuke remembered his past.
どうした
No, he didn't. He had amnesia. What am I talking about? Whoa.
ゆうべもうなされておったぞ。無理はせんで。
ありがとうお母さん。ではゆうべもあの名を。
そうじゃ。うなされるときは決まっておぼろとジンクロ。わしらはてっきりおぼろがお前の名前じゃと思った。
Oboro as her name. No way. Both of those don't sound like they would be a girl's name in Japan, right? They both sound like they have too much. They both sound too masculine.
この狐また来ている。
But listen to me talking as though I know anything about the language and yeah, I don't.
お揚げが少し残って
I guess if you don't have anything else to call her
お
by
母さ
though.
んに言ってもらってきてあげますから、そこで待っていなさいね。
Could it really be good to feed fried tofu to a fox? Well, that's a big
ま
piece.
たいなくなってしまった。あの狐、どうしてあんなに悲しそうな目
That's
で私を見る
Kongiku,
のだろ
right?
う。何か縁のある狐
Just
な
like
のか
in
もし
the
れない。
in the original Kisuke ending when him and Torihime like forget their past selves. Yuzuruha was like trailing them and trying to make them remember.
私はどこの何者だろう。何か大切なことを忘れているのではなかろうか。
This feels weird. Whoa.
お兄ちゃん、鬼が出た。
Momohime awaken.
おったおった。ジジママと娘の3匹ほどおりよる。山のもんはもう食べ飽きたで。人間でも取って食おうと山から降りてきてやったぜ。ジジとババは見るからに筋張って硬そうじゃ。ひっくくっていって鍋でじっくり煮込んで食うのがよかろう。じゃがこのままでは腹が減って帰るまで我慢できん。柔らかそうな娘はひんむいて今ここで食うとせ。
Talk. Just get the opportunity to walk around and talk to these guys.
せめて娘の命ばかりはお助けを。なばなばなばなばなば。
Oh, the shaking and the rubbing her hands together to pray.
なんちゅうこった。ありゃ隣村にも現れた噂の人食い鬼じゃ。こうなったらわしが鬼を引きつけている間にばあさまと逃げろ。
This is an insane sequence.
走るんじゃぞ。
Talking to all 5 of them.
隣村に降りて若い娘を2人ほど食った時もなかなかえだったな。お前は色も白いしもっと柔らかそう。早く食いたくてよだれが止まらん。
I feel like she'd have gone through a lot of damage in all the fights as Momohime Jinkuro. A little less fair-skinned when you in a bunch of sword battles and building muscle. How could a society ever exist and build infrastructure and stuff when there's giant demons walking around just destroying stuff and eating people? Just crazy. Thank God we took care of all the demons in the world.
こんなバカな。
刀がしっくりと手になじむ。まるで
生まれながらに飛び方を知る鳥のように自然と切っ先が流れる。
なんてことじゃ。一振りで鬼がみんな死んじまった。おぼろ、お前は一体何者じゃ。
お父っつぁん、おっかさん、今見ての通り、あれだけの鬼を一刀で切り倒すなど尋常ではありません。このような過ぎたる力はいずれお二人に災いを招く気がしてなりません。この家をおいとまし、諸国をめぐって自分が何者か、ジンクローとは何者か確かめとうございます。実の娘のように優しくしていただいたこの半年で、お二人に感謝せぬ日はなく。
The wrong every day. Ah, biggest pet peeve. Could be 2 words right there.
今になって出て行くのは胸が締め付けられる思いですが、何卒お許しくださいませ。
おぼろよ。
The little bow with the sword.
おじいさんから先祖の刀、おばあさんからきびだんごをいただいて、旅に出たおぼろこと桃姫と、その傍らにそっと付き添う一匹の白狐。名のある剣豪、許せぬ悪党、地味猛量をバッタバッタとなぎ倒す女剣士おぼろの痛快無比の物語とは、実に彼女の後日談でございます。これは追って巻を改めて申し上げることといたしますれば、おぼろ剣百鬼夜行幕引きまして、まずはこれ。
Pandemonium of the Oboro sword. Instead of just Pandemonium of the Demon Blade, I think. Okay. Now, I didn't like that ending as much as I was hoping to. Wow. To take the 4 endings of the game, Momohime's original, Kisuke's original, Momohime's second ending, and then Kisuke's second ending, I would rank them as like, I think I'd take Momohime's base ending as my least favorite. Why are there still question marks? Yeah, Momohime's original ending is probably my least favorite, and then that second ending of hers probably comes next as my third favorite. I don't know, neither of them, they don't end like super well for her. Forge a new no way! Forge a new ending by wielding Oboro Muramasa, the Destroyer of Fate. Oh my god! A new ending? Guys, there is gonna be another episode. I'm always wrong. I'm always wrong. Oboro Muramasa. The series continues. This is crazy. Hold on. This is blowing my mind right now. I was hoping for something like this, but I kind of resigned to the fact that it wasn't gonna happen. Okay. Let me finish where I was going with that. Momohime's original ending is my least favorite because it just doesn't seem to work out very well for anyone. Like, everyone's futures are kind of up in the air. I don't think we know what happens to Kisuke, and Momohime becomes like a priestess, or she goes, or a nun or something. I'm not sure the term. Then the ending we just saw. Kisuke is dead. Straight up. Jinkuro fused with Momohime, but she loses her memories. Not a great ending. Like, yes, she gets to go gallivanting around the world, but that's about it. Kisuke's original ending then comes after that, I think, because him and Torihime survive and like get to live a new life with their destinies intertwined. not like ideal, but it's still good, I think. Onimaru Kunitsuna. Wait, where did I get... Oh, okay. I didn't know where I was on the track. And in Kisuke's original ending, I don't think we have any idea of what happens to Momohime either, which makes sense. So, like, it's good. It's a good ending. Byakuo. Isn't that the tiger? And then the best one, I would say, was Kisuke's alternate ending. Because him and Momohime get to survive and, like, travel the world together. It seems like the best ending. It has the best continuation of the story. The only one who gets left out of it is Jinkuro. But, I mean, he kind of deserved what he got. Where is... That I could... Oh, I didn't unlock the ability to forge it, right? It just told me I could do that. Wow. This is crazy. I need a bunch of spirit. Huh. So... I mean... Now what? I guess I have to just keep going, huh? I need to go grind. I need to beat more enemy layers. I need to collect these swords. Wherever these swords are. It seems as though they must come from more enemy layers. Oh, the ones with white barriers. Okay, so I know what I need to do. Wow, this episode went on like twice as long as it was supposed to because I thought it was going to be the finale and I wanted to go out with a bang. And there's more to do. Oh my gosh. I'm overwhelmed. I'm excited. Okay. You know, we're gonna get right back into it in the next episode. This was so cool. I don't know what's to come. But now I have a goal. That makes everything... It recontextualizes the post-game grind into something that I have a goal. I think I talked a lot about that in a previous episode where I said, oh, I'm going to be aimless. I'm doing this grind for the sake of it. Proven wrong. I'm not doing it for the sake of it. There's a purpose. So much better. Awesome. I really hope that you're excited like I am. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm surprised to be saying it, but there's going to be another one, and I hope to see you at the next episode. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.